Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about decentralized application or Dapps. Since most of the ICOs that you see are built on Ethereum, so it makes sense to use Ethereum in explaining the decentralized applications. Let's start by comparing web applications with decentralized applications. Front end of the web application is developed in browser or mobile app that connects to the mid-tier. Now mid-tier is essentially composed of web services or endpoint that connect to the data tier, where all the data resides for the application. All of the resources at the backend are owned by an organization that owns the infrastructure and the application. Even the content created by the user is owned by the organization. Examples are Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, etc. Now in case of decentralized application, the front end connects directly to Ethereum network and the back end of the application is implemented as a smart contract and deployed on the Ethereum blockchain. The data for the application resides on the contract instance. All of the transactions are visible to anyone on the network. That is, backend is composed of decentralized resources in the public domain. Now let's go a little deeper into the functioning of a decentralized application. User interactions with the decentralized application leads to the invocation of the contracts. Now if you think about it, someone has to pay for the computing resources used for the invocation of the contract code. In case of web application, the organization offering the web app pays for the resources. But in this case, the user pays for the invocation. Payment is referred to as gas or transaction fee. Since there is no centralized entity, then the obvious question is who collects the fee paid by the user. The answer to that is that miner collects the transaction fee. Miner is rewarded for the transaction validation. And the transactions that are generated by way of these invocations become part of the ledger. The most commonly used decentralized applications are the Ethereum wallets, and that can be used for managing funds and for invoking contracts. Let's look at highly simplified decentralized application for bidding process. There are going to be two applications, one for the buyer and one for the seller. Then there are going to be smart contract where the rules and the actions for the bidding process are coded, which has bidding data such as highest bidder, high bid value, item name, item description, etc. and are managed within the contract. Buyer will essentially call the bid method on the contract in a transaction. The contract will take care of any state data changes. For example, if the received bid is the highest bid, it would replace the previous high bidder's name with the new bidder's name. Then the contract will generate an event for bid received, which will be received by the seller application, and even the buyer application can be coded to receive this bid. At the end of the bidding, the seller will withdraw the funds using the withdraw function on the contract, and then the seller will ship out the goods to the buyer. Now, a couple of quick points to note here. Contract code implements the rules of the bidding process. Contract state changes when the functions are invoked, and the contract generates events that can be consumed by the front end. Now let's summarize. Now front end of the decentralized application may be developed in any language. The front end connects directly to the Ethereum network, that is like web applications, there is no mid-tier. The front end invokes contract function in transactions. Now user has to pay a small fee and the miner who validates the transaction collects the fee as a reward. Data is stored in the contract on the Ethereum network, and whenever a function is invoked and there is a need for data to be invoked, the contract changes its state, and this is referred to as actually state changes for the contract. Contract also generates events which can be received by the front end, and transactions are recorded on the chain. So this was it guys for today. So we looked at decentralized applications today. I hope you liked the information. Thank you for watching.